All right, good morning, trade pros. Welcome to our morning market update for August the 17th of 2020. Hope you guys are having a great day. This will probably be my last morning market update for about a week or two, and then Victoria will step in. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. I just want to take some time off and get ready to welcome our new kid into the world because it could happen at any moment. I'm pushing the boundaries. As always, I like to push the boundaries. You guys know that. So, that being said, could be the last morning market update. I might take a few days off before. I really don't feel like trading, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I can't really slap as much risk on as I want. Water with mangoes in it. I can't put on as much risk as I want anyways. Markets seem to be a little bit slower, so it seems like an opportune time to take a little bit of a break. But that being said, let's rock this morning market update. We still got some things to talk about. You guys are in good hands. Victoria will take over morning market updates and the trading room. I'll probably pop into our trading room once in a while here and there, but with no intention to really trade. So I won't be putting any risk on the table this week at all, including today. So let's talk about this. All right, U.S. and China have postponed talks. They were supposed to review their 6-month progress mark on the phase 1 trade agreement, all right, between the U.S. and China, obviously. On Friday, Donald Trump said that he ordered the Chinese owner of TikTok, the company's called ByteDance, all right, to sell its U.S. assets. That's an escalatory or escalation move. I don't even know if escalatory exists. It's a pretty cool word, escalatory. Hey, it is a word, escalatory. It's an escalatory action, all right? We could use it. It exists. Other news in China, all right, the delay in this meeting is pretty important. And there's two sources citing two different things. We don't really know what the official one is, but one source is saying that the delay is related to a conference that's actually being held by the Chinese Communist Party leaders, all right, meaning that they weren't able to attend. And another source is saying that the U.S. wanted to give China a little bit more time, all right, to increase their U.S. imports before they meet. And they say, well, you're not really holding your end of the bargain, and there hasn't been an increase in agricultural imports. The third one is that they just don't want to meet. China doesn't want to talk anymore until after the election. All right, that's the other possibility, considering the election's less than 100 days away, or 100-ish days. August, September, October, November, less than 100 days at this point. All right, and so they're just saying, screw it, we can wait till afterward, which is a bit of a gamble, all right, for China on their behalf. So it's interesting to see that. Interested to see if there will be a meeting. I don't think there is actually a meeting that's going to happen before the election. That's my narrative. So add on there, a third source believes that there just is a breakdown in communication. They don't want to meet. There isn't really anything positive to talk about. All right. In other news, Trump also was asked on Saturday in an interview if he was contemplating a punitive action against other Chinese companies, like Alibaba. To which he replied, we're looking at other things. Yes, we are. That's in quotations. We are looking at other things. Yes, we are. All right. On that news, Alibaba's down this morning. Okay. Stock markets are up. We're through our overnight highs. We're setting new highs here on the session. We're ripping upward on extremely low volume, almost anemic on the volume front. But it is a Monday that we just rolled over to from a Sunday low volume Globex session. So it's not a surprise. All right, and then this morning at 7:30, U.S. Commerce Department comes out with big news restricting Chinese company Huawei's access to U.S. technology. All right, this is how it's going to work. They cannot get third-party design chips that use U.S. technology without a license. So a licensing process will be necessary. All right, that further escalates the U.S.-China relationship. And really, overnight, there isn't much great news. And I'll tell you why markets are up. They're up on more stimulus. All right, stimulus was injected. I'll tell you why in 12 seconds. Okay, in today's markets, Japan's down 0.8%. Hong Kong's up 0.6%. China is up 2.3%, and India's up 0.11%. Which one of those markets do you think injected liquidity? Okay, hint: it starts with a C, ends with an A, and the middle three initials are HIN. China. All right, China is up 2.3% because the People's Bank of China, also called PBOC, injected the big liquidity into the marketplace. All right, after a little bit of, they were wondering whether or not we would get more stimulus. China hasn't been clear on the path forward. They don't provide updates as readily as the Fed or the European central banks. But this stimulus injection is paving the way for more stimulus. There's got to be more money that comes out. I've said this, the Fed hasn't finished printing, neither is the ECB. It's going to take a lot more money to keep this thing going than has already been printed. So this is just a continuation of that expectation. China jumping on board, adding liquidity, really supported the whole Asian session. The Asian session rallied. That went in over to the turn of the London market open. You can see that in Europe at midday, London's up 0.3, Paris is up 0.1%, Frankfurt's up 0.1% as well. And in the US, Dow's up 0.3, S&P's up 0.3%, Nasdaq's up 0.6%. So as you can see, this stimulus injection is pushing markets higher overnight. All right. I think if it wasn't for that, with this US-China news, I think S&P is trading lower off of the open, but it's not. Stimulus is enough these days to allow the market to pump and inflate higher. I think S&P 500 is out for all-time highs. Could be as early as today. I've always thought that we're going to have to hit all-time highs from here before we actually have the opportunity to nosedive a little bit lower and pull back. All right. I'll tell you this much. If you're not already long, this is a very dangerous place to be adding to your long position. It's a good area to sell some profit from below. All right. Crude oil is flat for the day. Gold's up 0.5%. We're seeing a little bit of a rebound from the massive sell-off last week. All right, I think we could get up to about 2,000, but ultimately, I don't think the downtrend is over on gold. Bitcoin is flat for the day. It's up over 11,800. This morning at 8:30, we had Empire State Manufacturing Survey, basically New York manufacturing. All right, the expectation was 15.0. The previous number was 17.2. The low end of the expectation was 10, and the high end was 20. Okay, so 10 low end, 20 high end. Okay, prior 17, low expected at 10. Where do you think we came up to? 3.7. That's an abysmal number, a huge miss in manufacturing numbers. All right, but the market shrugged it off because there's no volume. There hasn't been an increase in volume till right now, 850. It's the first jump of volume I've seen on the 5-tick profile here. But nonetheless, we're to the R1, the first resistance of the day. We're seeing a rally. It might be low volume. Upside's the right side. I think bad news is good news. If things are terrible, if the economy is terrible, then there's more stimulus from the Fed. More stimulus from the Fed pushes stock prices higher while the economy continues to deteriorate. It's 2020. Welcome. All right, that's how it's been for a long time. 10 a.m. NAHB housing market. That's up on the docket as well. 4 p.m. TIC Treasury International Capital. That's all the news that we have. NAHB is not going to really affect anything at the top of the hour. So today we don't really have much news. Tomorrow we don't have any high impact news for this week, but it kicks up on Wednesday. Wednesday there's OPEC meetings. So oil traders, be alert, get prepared. There's going to be a lot of volatility and opportunity for you. I don't say that often because oil markets have been slow this summer. 2 p.m. on Wednesday, we also get FOMC meeting minutes. I don't think that's eventful at all. I think there's nothing new that could be said. There's no press conference following it. And then we get some unemployment claim numbers on Thursday. And on Friday, flash manufacturing PMI. But the big news on Friday is going to be overnight. If you're in the US and you wake up in the morning, you've already missed the biggest news event of Friday. All right, that's going to come around 3 a.m. around the London Open, with Eurozone PMIs and German PMI being the most important. All right, I think the German PMI numbers outweigh the importance of the Europe zone as a whole because Germany is such a big producer. These PMIs are very important in how GDP is calculated and how it's at least forecasted. Okay, very, very, very important. That's kind of the event of the week, and it's not in the U.S. All right, other than that, U.S. is pretty slow. This week, I'd be watching news flow out of U.S. and China, news flow and updates on the coronavirus pandemic relief extension plan. Right now, it's just running on 4 executive orders, which over the weekend, there was a lot of reports that surfaced. There's only money for 5 weeks to run this plan under Donald Trump's EO orders, and new money will have to be created. Question is, will there have to be Congress approval? Are we going to get any deal before this election, or is all the money going to run out and then the economy is left on its own? And not really the market, because when the Fed stimulates, do you think the Fed's going to give you money to pay the rent? Hell no. The Fed's giving money to banks to inject liquidity to keep the lifeblood of the system working so it can pump stock markets higher. It's not about you when the Fed stimulates, which sucks because they're doing it with your dollars. And the point I'm making is this paycheck protection, the triple P as they call it, program, it has run out. And the question is, will that have a serious impact on renters, on people still looking for a job, on people who can't go back to work because their kids are home. I think right now, post-pandemic, this is going to be one of the biggest tests for the stock market in the next 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks. All right. So even though we're rallying the new all-time highs, I am buying the market here. Okay. Number one, I don't want it. It's too rich. I'm looking for other opportunities. Number two, I'm going to be taking some time off. All right. So there you guys have it. Thank you so much. I might see you tomorrow. I might not. Maybe next time I'll see you, I'll officially be a dad, taking a little break. I don't want to really mess around here. Just want to focus on family, bring this kid to the world, our newest trade pro, and rock and roll. So let's see what we get this morning session. YouTube, love you guys. Be careful. Be safe. Vicky, you guys are in good hands. Victoria will help you out on YouTube. Let me just read some comments here. Virillo Trading, I use News Squawk, but I use so many things. I go through about 30 news sources every single morning to come up with this morning market update. So I read a lot. It's about an hour's. I speed read as well. It'd probably take you 3 hours to read. But speed reading has really helped me to crunch a lot more information. When you say China's pumping stimulus, are they buying stocks directly like the U.S.? No, they're not, Jazz. I think that might be you, Jeremy. Or I don't know. They're not buying stocks directly. They're just putting it into the banking system. Right? They don't own a portfolio of stocks. Cool. Love you guys. Thank you for the well wishes. LJH, love, joy, happiness. See you tomorrow. And you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys. Actually, not tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see how I feel. But definitely after tomorrow, I'm going to take a bit of a break. Okay. Love you guys. Have a great day. And manage that risk. Trade like a trade pro. Take care. Goodbye. All right, trade pros in the room.